If you've had an encounter, don't be afraid to come forward. More people will believe you than you will ever know. Hello, welcome to the Viper Wolf channel. I have another encounter of my own, another personal encounter. This encounter took place in 2001. I was coming home from teaching a martial arts class in another town that was probably about almost an hour away from where I lived, and I was coming home pretty late. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was driving my motorcycle, riding. I was on my motorcycle, so um, never felt eerie before doing this ride, but this evening at this specific time, for some reason, I just kept feeling like something bad was going to happen, and I kept looking behind me for like some reason, didn't see anything. Now, this patch of road was a highway that during the day was busy as hell, super busy, backed up traffic, you name it, took forever to get anywhere on this highway. But in the evening, especially after midnight, it's completely dead. And I learned this by taking this road, this highway, a couple of times, going to this town, teaching martial arts there. And, anyways, I learned that it's dead after midnight. And I usually wouldn't get done until after, like, we would just train until like 12:30, anyways. But then we would go out for dinner. But, anyways, excuse me. This particular evening, um, I just kept getting this bad feeling. So I started getting really stressed out. And so I pull over to the side of the road and the motorcycle's still on. I pull up my visor and I light a cigarette and I'm just going to take like a couple drags. Then something catches my attention to the right of me near, because where I was on this highway, God, something is wrong with my freaking ears. I don't know what's going on here, but this shit keeps happening. Sorry, something's messing with my hearing. Anyways, I look to the right and I see this thing. It looks like a werewolf charging towards me in this open field and is running past the cattle. The cattle are scattering, but it's not chasing the cattle. It's running towards me. So I still have the cigarette in my mouth, and I kick the motorcycle into first gear, and I just gun it right. And I look. So then I pop it into second gear, pop it into third gear, and upon third gear, I watch the thing jump over the the barbed wire fence line, and it's running after me on the highway on two legs, and it seems to be brown in color, skinny, brown, tall werewolf. It's got really long arms, just really weird looking. Um, it wasn't that tall. It was probably like 6 feet. It wasn't super tall like you hear encounters of. So it was running after me, like it was catching up fast. I was already doing 50 miles an hour, and I was in third gear, about to go into fourth gear, and it was almost catching up to me. So I get into fifth gear, and I'm doing 80, and it's still running after me, and it looks pissed. I could see its facial expressions because Highway 12 was well lit, and it looks angry. It looks hell bent on catching me. I was terrified. I had no protection. I wasn't inside of a car. I was on a motorcycle with nothing protecting me. So this thing chased me. It chased me pretty much up until I got into the next town, which was like 4 miles. It chased me for 4 miles. And I couldn't go that fast on this highway because this was a very windy, hilly, twisty, turny highway. I couldn't. It kept up with me. I couldn't even. I tried doing 80, but I would have ended up killing myself. I was doing about 65, 70, and it was still chasing after me, hell bent on getting me. It was pissed. So I finally get to the next town, and it turns off, and it jumps into this big open field, and I stop for a second because my heart's just pounding, and I watch it start digging. It jumps, it runs into this open field, jumps down, drops down on all fours, and starts digging a hole, and then it just disappears. It basically went underground and disappeared. I hauled ass. I freaked out. I was like, okay, it could pop out anywhere. It could pop out in front of me. It could be hiding. I jammed through this town, past a cop. The cop ends up pulling me over, asking me why I was going so fast. I told him the truth, and he said, "Yeah, right." I said, "No, this thing looked like a werewolf, and it chased me for about 4 miles into this town." I said, "It's here. It buried itself." So, I got a ticket. I got a speeding ticket.